This artwork has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up artworks that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the artwork so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to issue 29 of building the legendary Knight Rider. The Kitt. Just Kitt. This episode, this edition, we start to look at the second season. Host of thrilling new adventures. The second season was the longest of the 4 seasons. 3 double-length stories. Goliath Returns, and Mouth of the Snake. I don't know how they came up with some of these names, but there we go. 26 million viewers. That's quite impressive. Viewing figures went down, but yeah, still got lots. Here we go. So season 2 episode guide. There you go. 24 episodes in there. Goliath part 1 and 2. Kitt the Cat, custom kit. Yeah, lots of episodes to be worked our way through over the next few issues, I'm sure. I think this is just this is like highlights, as it says, highlights of season 2. We're not even doing episode 1 yet. Whether we do 1 and 2 together because it's a double episode, I don't know. We'll find out next time. But yeah, lots of stuff happening throughout the season. The build, we're completing the 3 chassis sections, fitting the battery compartment in place as well, and actually fitting the engine in place. So we shall be doing that momentarily, and it's going to get a bit longer. So then obviously we're going to have more suspension, another couple of wheels come along soon. We're getting there. We're almost like, I think there's 100 episodes in this. I'm not entirely certain. So we're sort of a third of the way there. Almost. Nearly. Well, just over a quarter. But there we go. The villains in season 2, obviously they're looking at those. Will make the biggest impact. Elizabeth and Garth Knight. And the monstrous Goliath. I don't remember Goliath. That's not car is different. I don't know. I'll get there. So that's that. I shall clear the bench. I'll get the parts ready and we'll start installing things together. Okay, we have a full bench with parts this time. We've got a big chunk, which is obviously where the battery compartment is going to be fitted. We've got the battery compartment I've dug out from an earlier episode. But for now, we don't need either of those. What we don't need, another part that's going to be installed at some point. We've got screws and another little bracket. I shall move those over to the side there with the tube from last time as well. The first thing we're going to do is fit the engine. So let's see, how is this going to fit? It's going in there, something like that. It just goes in and under. And what have we got? We've got 2 posts here which are going to locate to those 2 holes there. That's the important thing. That's how we're going to be holding it together. So let's get that under there, being careful of all the tubes and wires and things. Big tubes to move out the way. So that's going to go in there a bit like that. Not turning. It's not in there far enough. In a bit more. In a bit more. Come on, just a little bit more. Right, so they are now lining up in about the right place. Obviously some sort of bracket going to go over there as well. So is that in the right place there? Everything seems to sort of line up. I'm thinking that's probably okay. We're going to need some EM screws to put those together, not AM. Not GM, not VM. Right, they haven't given us the EM screws, so I shall find a couple from last time. There we go. Does it say? It doesn't say where you get them from, but there we go. So I need 2 of those. 3. That's 2. Go back in there for now, thank you. Right, I'm going to use a normal screwdriver for this because I need to feel what's going on. So let's see if we can't get this turned over about there. Feel is that going in? That feels like it's tightening into something. Definitely doing something. I'm pretty sure that feels okay. Yep, I'm liking that. So let's get both of those tightened down. These tubes are actually got plenty of room underneath there, so you're not worrying about squishing them. That is that. Right, now we've got to do some cable management. Connect the free end of the electronic control wire 28L. Let's get this the same way round as they're showing it. Right. Free end of the... I'm going to have to go back and figure out exactly what is being talked about. I think that's probably that. 12E over here. Something's going on to that. I'm going to get the wires are organised and figure out what's going on and come back and show you what I've connected. Okay, I found a discrepancy and I'm not entirely certain what's what. Now, in this issue, it says, I know you can see it in the picture here, I connect the free end of the electronic 28L to the battery thing. That's easy, I can do that. Also connect the free end of the positive battery cable 28I to the battery terminal. But 28I, if we go back to 28, it's actually had us connect both ends of that already in step 10. One end of the battery going on 28I to the rear point and the other end onto the remaining post on the turbine housing. I don't think that means that what it says, because why would you connect a, it's a battery terminal, it's got to connect to the battery. So this one that's coming from here and going into there, I'm going to unplug from there. And I'm going to use that in the way that it says. I'm going to connect that to the battery when I put this back in place. The other end of this, I'm going to connect down to there because that seems to be going in the right direction anyway. And obviously something needs to plug into that. And it makes sense that a part of the engine plugs into the part of the engine and a bit from the battery goes to the other bit of the battery. So that's where I'm going to use that. So yeah, the other one, this one is already in the right place to go exactly where it needs to be to the, I don't know what that bit is, but the bit that it says it connects to. And then this one is free in the right general area to go into the battery thing. Then I'm going to plug this in place as it says to do. 28H, the fuel line goes from the post to the front wheel arch. So I'll get this back in. I'll get those two connected. I'll get that plugged in. We have still got, what have we got? A couple of gaps. There's one gap in the middle of that. These are still got to be connected up and everything else. So yeah, I'm not sure. You're not going to see any of it anyway. It's not a big deal, but I thought I'd show you that there's something's not quite right. And I think that I've solved it there. So I'll get it back together and then get on with installing the next bit. Okay, so now we're going to put the battery box into here. Switch needs to line up, has it got? It does say on and off. On is that way, so that's that way round. That needs to go in there. Go that way up, because you need to get to the batteries from the right side. That one in there. We're using 8M screws to hold it all in place, so we'll get in holding the switch in place. And then multiples holding the whole bracket in place. So let's get one in each. Use the voice. It will come back in a minute. Get that in there. Got one more screw to get out of the box. You want to get that through there. Good. Switch. Tighten down. Two more screws to get the battery box in place. there. Let's get another one out. Go. Over here. Right, I shall get these tightened down and then come back for the next bit, which is fitting this in place. Back on the other side. There. It's going on there. Like that with 3 BP screws. So I'll get those put in as well. You don't need to see me doing that as well, do you? Posts on there. That's going quite high. That's unusual looking, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. So I'll get that bit tightened up, get that on, and be back in just a moment. One more thing I've done, I've fixed the fuel line retaining clip in place, although it's got no fuel line yet. I'm pretty sure it will do. I've got the screws out for the next bit, which is joining the whole thing together. So I've got to move that there, that there. Is it that way around? It's got to be that way around, isn't it? Yeah. So these are actually going in place. No, this is that way up. Right, okay. Quite cool, actually. Some of these go under and some go over, so that will make sure it's quite secure. So that goes in there, and the screws go in from this side. Although I've covered over my screws now, haven't I? You should have put them further away. That's that. So we've got 5 of the GM screws to hold it in place. I'll put the middle one in first. Pretty sure everything's got to line up, but I shall do them all a little bit to make sure they line up first before tightening everything down. But now Kitt has achieved his, or almost, his full length. Here we've got the wheels are going to go here. Once all the bodywork goes on, it's starting to come together. I do like it when things start to come together. Yeah, that wasn't quite lining up, so it's just as well I didn't tighten up all the other ones, isn't it? And there we have that. Right, I'll get those tightened up and be done. But for now, that is stage 29 complete. I hope you're enjoying the build. I'm very much enjoying it now, especially as things start to come together and we've got bits being fitted. The tubes are a little bit of an issue. We've got some that obviously haven't been connected as yet. Don't know. I'm not overly concerned because, as I say, you're never going to see them anyway. You're not going to be out of route if one's gone to the wrong place because you can't see them, and even if you could see them, you can't see both ends and track them properly anyway. So I'm not too concerned about that, but I hope I've got it right. But yeah, I can actually see one's come undone from here anyway. The middle one of those has come loose, so I shall get that. There it is. I'll get that back reconnected as well, and I shall see you next time. Or whatever is happening next. I don't know. I haven't actually looked ahead. I'm assuming it's obviously more of installing things and doing stuff and knocking the camera. Probably less. Hopefully less. But yeah, that's that connected up again. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye bye.